Hey guys, what's going on? It's Salvage here, and today I am finally back with a fucking setup. I actually have things. I have a computer. I finally have, basically the entire setup I used to have that I had like 2 months ago. But, today we're going to be talking about and reviewing the Joker. I've been anticipating this movie forever. It's been it's been like one of my most anticipated movies like of all time. I was so pumped going into this. I was like just really, really excited to see what this movie was all about and how exactly it was going to play out. Because I saw like really none of the leaks. I saw like a few of them, but I didn't see anything significant or anything that I didn't already know about the movie. So I was still really fresh about going into the movie. Mainly just the trailers and some TV spots. But for the most part, this movie, it blew me away. It was just something that it actually went over and beyond my expectations. And I want everybody to go see this. If, you're a parent, don't let your younger kids see this. That's not a really good idea. If you are younger, don't try to see it yet. But man, yeah, from the opening scene, the movie just looks fantastic. It's excellently choreographed. It's just, directed beautifully. And overall, the sense of Gotham is it's its own character, which is very nice. I didn't really expect that going in. I didn't think that Gotham would be the usual Gotham that we get. But, every shot and every frame of the city really illustrates how dirty and nasty and how run down and just, fucked up this place is. It's a very messed up Gotham set in the 80s too, so it's like, it's very pre anything. It's just crime infested, dickhead infested, it's rat infested, it's trash infested, it's disgusting, it's really crazy. And it would suck living there, and especially if you're anybody who would get picked on and bullied and put down a lot like Arthur Fleck was in the movie. You would literally see how somebody would go a little bit more crazy if they already were crazy, which is where, of course, Joaquin Phoenix kind of comes in. He illustrates a Joker, and at least a pre-Joker perfectly, and even as the Joker, he's perfect. Like it's weird how amazing and gripping and encapsulating his performance was. Like I honestly genuinely believe that he was in every single scene, and even in the scenes where like it's like trying to cut to different characters without him, he's still in the room. So like he's literally like in every single moment in this movie, and it's shocking. It's actually kind of amazing how he's just the show stealer. He is literally, the title is the Joker. This is just the Joker. It's just Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker. It should just be Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, because that's all it is. It's just purely Joaquin Phoenix acting. And there are moments of it's just very tense. The entire thing really gets to you, and throughout the entire movie you're thinking about what's going on, and you're really having thought-provoking questions about what the fuck is happening. And did these people deserve it? No, not really. I mean, they didn't really deserve to be gunned down like that. Did it really happen? Did this really happen? Stuff like that. There's a lot of moments like that that really get to you, and there are a lot of moments that I can't really spoil that I really saw coming, but it still was a good revelation on how they did it, even if it was like very predictable, or if it was somewhat easy to detect because of just simple logic and using your brain as a normal human being. A normal human being can see moments in this movie and be like, okay, that's not really happening. Like, no way that person would say that. I mean, technically we've only seen that person like one time, but no way they would actually say that. Like, that's the type of moments that happen. It's really interesting. It's very thought provoking, and I like the script too. I heard the script was awful. I only read like a little fraction of it, but it wasn't terrible. It was like the dialogue was still great. The dialogue still held a lot of the movie together, and it was still, again, gripping. And that's what most of this movie was. Same thing with the soundtrack. Like, everything about this, like the soundtrack was even fantastic. Everything about that was also something that helped deliver the tenseness in this entire movie. The tension in this movie was just crazy. Like, I can feel it around the theater. And I really think that, a lot of that had to do with the score. And I'm honestly going to be surprised if this movie just like just doesn't get anything, because it just does everything so well. Everything that I've just talked about is just the entire movie, and it's just fantastic. Everything just formulates to a masterpiece, and I honestly think that this Joker as well. Like, if we go by comic book standards, even though this isn't really like a normal comic book movie, there are comic book elements. Like, Gotham is still like, Gotham in the comics. I would say it's very accurate to the comics. Joker is still comic accurate, I would say. A failed comedian who gets kicked down by the world multiple times. I mean, that's a Joker. And the way Joaquin Phoenix acts as a Joker, the performance that he gives as the Joker when he's the Joker, the transformation is fantastic. But I want to talk about more how he embodies. I don't even know if he really studied the character himself. He probably did, but like, he just embodies the character of the Joker, the unpredictability of the character, and the intense nature of who he is. I honestly am surprised about how good and how accurate it was to the character of the Joker. Out of most interpretations and iterations of this character, I think that this is like my favorite and probably the best one. And yeah, it has a lot to do with the fact that he was the main character and he was the protagonist of the movie. And I'm very happy that that was a choice made, and I'm really happy that they stuck to that, and they made sure that they knew that this was a bad guy, and you're not supposed to sympathize with him. Like, after the first time he kills, after the second time he kills, after the third or fourth or whatever, you're not supposed to feel bad for this guy. There should have been no controversy or whatever for this movie, because it's fucking ridiculous. This movie it's not going to cause anything. It's really not. It's ridiculous, because it's like the Joker's not even trying to do that in the movie. Like, it's so bizarre. You have to watch it to understand what I mean. But like, it has nothing to do with real world violence. And the media that stirs up this type of perception of, oh yeah, this movie's going to cause violence, are the people trying to give like platforms to these types of shooters and whatnot. So this movie is certainly not something that should be held for controversy. It should be praised for a very, very groundbreaking kind of masterpiece for the comic book genre. And I hope that more movies in the future, more DC movies, more Marvel movies, whatever, kind of go in this direction of a more risk-taking character piece, or just an overall, different take on these characters that is still true, but different enough and fresh enough to get us interested in what's going on. And I hope that they're going to be doing that soon. It seems like they're going to be trying to do that at least. So let's see what happens. I'm really excited. If I'm going to have to rate this movie, I honestly think it's a 10 out of 10. It's a master. It's literally perfect in my opinion. I'm going to go see it again, and when I go see it again, I'm going to be doing a spoiler review for this movie. But overall, I want to hear what you guys think. I think that this was like the best movie of the year. It's certainly something that's going to be remembered for a long time, and I honestly hope that it is remembered for a long time. And I hope we see this Joker again. Even though the ending is not really, I don't want to spoil anything, right? But the ending leaves it very ambiguous as to where this Joker can go and what can happen really. And I'm really excited to see what they could pull off if they do bring him back, and what they can do with all these characters if they do bring some of the return characters back. But whatever. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more videos in the future. I am back for good. I'm going to be making videos like non-stop, I promise. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in my next one. Hey guys, what's going on?